Hello, and welcome back to Real Reviews. My name is Jamison Rabbit, and I'm joined today by a man who owns a Slim Goodbody costume. His name is Mike Roth.
Actually, that's a typo. It says Slim Jim.
Oh, Slim Jim costume.
I look like a big piece of pepperoni.
Oh.
Yeah.
Here, I thought I was going to learn where the pancreas was by this suit that you were wearing.
With my body type, the Slim Goodbody, it's just way more.
Slim
Jim, all you have to do is make the sausage bigger.
We still have the Slim Goodbody afro, though?
Oh, yeah.
All right, perfect. Perfect. Half our audience has no idea what we're talking about.
No.
I don't even know if he exists. This week, we have a special show. We've got a little something different coming for you this week. Of course, we have our reviews of all the fabulous movies that were on the marquee this week. But at the end of the show, we also have some chit-chat about a Comic Con that came to our town. A little footage, a little talk about that. But that is yet to come. First, we're going to take a look at what was on the marquee this week. The first movie we're going to talk about is the Spongebob movie, Sponge Out of Water.
Yeah.
Starring everyone that you would expect to be in a SpongeBob movie. We have Mr. Krabs, we have SpongeBob, Patrick, we have Sandy Squirrel, we have Squidward, of course. Oh, SpongeBob. And a special bonus, we get Antonio Banderas steps in as the live-action pirate in this one.
It really blended right in. I never knew that the original pirate was replaced.
Right, and so the basic synopsis for this is that the recipe for the Krusty Krab burger, for the Krusty Burger, was it Krusty Krab?
Krusty
burger?
Krab.
Krusty Krab.
Yeah, well, it's Krabby Patty.
Krabby Patty. There we go. Thank you. Is stolen. Maybe Plankton stole it. Who knows? And it goes missing, and we find out that Antonio Banderas stole the recipe, and chaos ensues, leading to a post-apocalyptic world in Bikini Bottom, which is one of my favorite lines. Welcome to the apocalypse, sonny. I hope you like leather. And so it's basically you have your animated regular episode here, and there it is. And so our gang has to travel to the surface and track down this recipe, and hilarity ensues, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's basically these our heroes in a non-animated world out there experiencing life, trying to get back the recipe for Mr. Krabs.
Yeah.
Because he needs
Without it. I mean, the
Bikini
Bottom just
Bikini Bottom
is
falls
destroyed.
apart. And so that's really our basic, it's SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Not too high-minded, but
No.
what did you think of the film?
I fairly enjoyed it. I really liked it. They used a mixed media according to, the trailers make it seem like it's mostly going to be computer generated.
Right.
But it's they have a little bit of still frame, and they have a little bit of regular hand drawn. They have the computer animated. It's a mismatch of all this different type of media. If you like SpongeBob, you're going to love this movie. If you don't like SpongeBob, I would not recommend this to you at all.
Because it's all SpongeBob.
But one of the things I really liked about it was the creative use of the 3D. I saw this in 3D. I was wondering how they're going to do this hand animation. They did it really well.
3D was excellent.
Things popped out. Things looked real. I laughed. My child that loves SpongeBob, she laughed through the whole thing. I loved Bubbles.
Yeah.
You know? I think because I am a fan of SpongeBob, and I think anybody else who likes SpongeBob will like this movie, I did give this a 4. If you don't like SpongeBob, do not see this movie.
Right. So you give it 4 stars.
4 stars.
Mike Roth, 4 stars. Cool. I enjoyed it. I like SpongeBob. I'm okay with SpongeBob. I've been burnt out on SpongeBob.
Yeah.
A little too much SpongeBob over the last 8 years for me.
You don't like the
10 years.
laughing, but
Yeah.
No.
And so this really played, especially since the first half of it was a regular, basically I guess a long SpongeBob episode.
Yeah.
It was okay. I gave it 2.5 stars. I thought it was fine.
That was it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because it was like a long episode of the TV show, really, for the majority of it. Once they got out of water, it's great. The 3D was good. But for me, it was, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
not a huge fan of SpongeBob. It was fine, but it was like any episode that I turn on randomly.
See, that's where we differ. I do like SpongeBob.
Sure.
His humor, I still get. I still watch it and still think, man, that little sponge is funny.
He is a riot. All right, the next movie we have, sir.
The next movie is The Seventh Son.
Yes,
It's young Thomas is an apprentice to a local spook who is a witch killer. He keeps like the fairy beasties kind of in line. The witches are the worst, and those are just terminated. He learns how to fight evil spirits, and he has great challenges when Mother Milken, who is played by Julianne Moore, decides that she's tired of people killing her because she's a witch. So she gets all her other witch buddies together, and they're going to have this huge apocalypse where the human race is going to be pretty much devastated. There's a little romance between young Thomas, who is played by Ben Barnes, with a witch who's played by Elisa Vikander. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, the star of the whole show is the what they call the spook, is Jeff Bridges, who's Master Gregory. I really thought that Jeff Bridges did a good job. He put a little bit of humor in this movie. It's looked okay, but they didn't keep up with the humor for the most part. It is a semi-serious action film. They have a lot of little things that they wanted to kind of throw out you so you could, muddle them over and think about it. But basically, it's just it's kind of dull.
It felt to me like they weren't quite sure what they wanted it to be. It felt like one thing to begin with and kind of muddled its way off to being more serious. Jeff Bridges, I'm not sure what to think of his performance. I really, really love Jeff Bridges. He's the dude.
Yeah.
It seems like he had some great lines, but it seemed like it was a lot of overacting and over-mugging for the camera. Yeah. This accent that he discovered in True Grit, it seems like he is holding on to this thing really hard and
he
really
took it to a different
taking
level.
it deeper. Yeah, and it's tough sometimes.
It's a caricature of a caricature.
Yeah, like this guy won an Oscar 3 years ago for Best Actor. He
just holds on to what
he's like. You know what? If you really liked me overacting in R.I.P.D., hold on to your horses because here I come. Julianne Moore, I thought was.
I thought she does
okay, but I'm not a big fan of hers.
Yeah.
I'll admit right off the bat, I have issues with Julianne Moore.
And same here. I think she does better in this movie than she has in other movies I've seen, but that's, not...
It's not high praise.
It's not really high.
I thought that the CGI and just the look of it was kind of subpar. And really for a movie like this, that's a huge chunk of the movie is how does it look? And it felt to me more like Jack the Giant Slayer than... high quality CGI.
Yeah, what they did was, even with the CGI, it really wasn't inspired. I really didn't care for the movie. I wanted to. They had some interesting ideas, but there's no chemistry in between the characters.
Right.
It was kind of cool seeing Jeff Bridges and Julianne Moore doing something together. I haven't did anything since The Big Lebowski.
Right.
But overall, very flat. I think Jeff Bridges carried it as much as he could, but it would have been a failing movie anyways.
Yeah, I agree. I gave it 1.5 stars. I didn't hate it. It just felt like, disappointing. Because the trailers were kind of interesting to me. And like I say, it just felt like they didn't know what they were doing with it.
Well, and that's kind of obvious because they really wanted this movie to come out actually last year.
Well, this movie's been in the works for several years.
Yeah.
And just keeps getting recast and pushed back and recast. And
do you think that you're always sitting back going, man, this isn't really good, we should try again?
This movie started out The First Son. They just now got it Seventh Son. Let's just do Seventh.
Yeah. So. It's based on novels by...
what's his name again?
What's his name?
He's a great one.
He's a good one. He has many... Tell you what, look it up.
Yeah, do your own homework. What did you give it? Let's give the people what your score was on
I
this.
gave it a 2-star.
There it is.
Again, I didn't hate it, but I wouldn't recommend it.
No, I agree 100%. The final movie we have on the marquee this week is a big big budget movie. What was meant to be a big summer release last summer, pushed back to February, which means it's quality.
Yes.
It is the newest movie from the Wachowski siblings who brought you The Matrix, and it is called Jupiter Ascending, starring Mila Kunis, Channing Tatum, Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
Those are your main characters in this movie.
Big names.
Mila Kunis plays a regular girl living here on Earth, cleaning toilets, who is kidnapped by some aliens because, unbeknownst to her, she is the reincarnated version of a queen who has dominion over many planets, including Earth. Because in a universe where there are many inhabitable planets, of course the Earth is the crowning jewel because we're just that special, right? And so she is swept up by aliens, saved by this crazy-looking elf played by Channing Tatum, taken up into space, told that she is the reincarnated version of this queen who is almighty and all-controlling, and she's just kind of like, well, that's kind of cool. No real shock over everything.
No.
We also have Sean Bean, who you see here. I don't understand what his part of this movie even was, but...
He was a King Bee.
Yeah, and so she has 3 sons. The oldest son played by Eddie Redmayne right there, a daughter, the son, the daughter, and then a youngest son. And they are fighting over control of Earth because they are trying to gain this Soylent Green technology. And let me just say right now, this movie was a complete and utter mess.
Yeah.
A train wreck from the beginning. They didn't know if they were making a serious movie. At points, they try to be super serious.
Yeah.
At points, they literally have like circus music playing as funny gags are happening.
Yeah.
You have, spoiler alerts, you're not going to see this movie, so it doesn't matter. There's a moment in the movie where one of the sons proposes to his reincarnated mother. That's awkward.
A little creepy.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It felt to me like the Wachowskis had ideas for a trilogy. And we're like, this is going to be amazing. And then realized, we're never going to be able to make all 3 movies. Let's put all the ideas into one movie and just make it a total cluster of ideas with no transitions from one to the next.
And some of those ideas I really thought was pretty good. Like the whole idea of when you control master space travel, what is the one resource you need? Well, that's time, because you could get anything else from all these...
If you live to be 40,000 years...
Yeah,
but
you could pluck
time.
any resource you want from any planet, so you need time. The reason why they have these humans on Earth, it's more of a farm.
Yeah.
They farm us,
They harvest us.
similar to Matrix, where they take the essence that keeps us young, takes about 100 deaths to...
I was waiting to see the pods like you see in the Matrix trilogy.
Yeah, but the ideas that were good... easily washed out by all the bad ideas. I really don't want to see magical shoes. I really didn't care about
speed skating?
Yeah.
Channing Tatum literally speed skating on light skates.
And that's a huge chunk of this movie is watching a guy with magic shoes.
Let's talk about real quick the CGI in this movie, because this movie, the Wachowskis are known for their amazing effects. And that was what was kind of selling me on this. Well, at least maybe the effects are going to be cool. Because when you push a movie back this far and spend $176 million on it, I hope the effects are good. What did you think of the effects?
I thought the effects were boring. I've seen everything that I've seen already. This was ideas that it seemed like to me they stole from George Lucas and many other people.
Nothing
and
original.
Tried to tweak it a little bit to make it theirs, but it just turned out boring.
It was a mess of...
I actually wanted to fall asleep. I wanted a nap.
All right, at one point during this movie, I had to literally catch myself because the words, "this movie sucks," was coming out of I was going to blurt it out at one point. I want to talk about the biggest offense in this movie, because I think Mila Kunis and Channing Tatum were serviceable. The writing, the directing was 99% of the problem with this movie. The Wachowskis should never be given a budget like this ever again. They have lived off of the notoriety of one good Matrix movie, 1.5 good Matrix movies.
And the good thing is when they made The Matrix, they had a less budget. You'd make better movies if you don't rely on CGI. As much CGI.
There's an actor in this movie, Eddie Redmayne, we have championed.
Yeah.
He is the front runner for the best actor at the Oscars for Theory of Everything. His performance in this movie, I don't think it's hyperbole to call the worst performance ever put on film.
No.
Yes, it was.
You are.
It was literally the worst acting I've ever seen in a movie ever. He was horrendous.
That is a mighty bold statement.
It's true. If he wins the Oscar in 2 weeks, I want him to apologize for this performance and give the Oscar to somebody else, because he was terrible.
I'll give it to the Identical.
Give it to anybody else.
Oh, God.
He was the worst thing I've ever seen. He needs to come out and publicly apologize for this movie.
Well, there you hear it. If Eddie Redmayne is watching this, please.
You owe everyone an apology and their ticket money back, because you didn't even sleepwalk through this movie. You were offensively bad.
Wow. That is, I would not say that.
It's true.
But
he was awful.
I would say the whole movie was kind of a stinker.
The whole movie was a stinker, but he stood out in a movie that is going to really push strong for worst movie of the year. He stood out as the worst thing in the movie. Yeah.
That is a bold statement. Yeah. And so what would you give this movie?
I gave this movie a half star.
Really? I gave it a 1.5.
Wow! That's ridiculous!
I like some of the ideas.
You like the ideas. 1.5 stars worth of ideas?
Yeah,
this movie, but you just said that they stole the ideas from everywhere else.
True, but they... Yeah.
1.5 is a heavy stuff.
1.5. Well, hey.
I gave it a weak half star. Like, it's a quarter star for me, but I can't give it a quarter. Don't see it. Don't see Jupiter Ascending. No one has. It opened up and made like $16 million of its $176 million budget.
Yeah.
Wachowskis don't deserve to make movies anymore. There you go. I said it. All right. Moving on real quick. Are coming soon. Movies, other great movies that are coming out. I believe we're going to the week of February 20th, I want to say. We have The Duff, which is the newest high school comedy drama about girls who just want to have fun, I guess.
Yeah. Never seen a movie.
We also have a sequel called Hot Tub Time Machine 2.
Been hollering for that one.
Minus John Cusack. We lost John Cusack in this one, but it is picking up the premise of time traveling in a hot tub. Why not? And last but not least, that weekend we have McFarland USA, the new Kevin Costner movie, drama of him teaching some migrant workers how to run. Did I undersell it?
Well, there we go.
Sorry. Maybe I undersold it. Those are your movies that will be coming soon. Now we want to get to the part that we kind of teased at the beginning. You and I, Mike, real reviews, we went to Madison Comic Con, Madison Wizard World Comic Con. Thank you to Wizard World for bringing us in there. That was great.
Oh, yeah.
And it was the first time here in our town. Wizard World is expanding out to more and more cons throughout, rather than just the San Diego Big Mamma Jamma that they're used to. And we went and we got some passes, and we went to the Madison Wizard World Comic Con. We got some footage right here. You check out. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Billy, this is hey, Billy D. It's an extreme honor to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, I'm a little flabbergasted. I just, whoo.
It's two of us.
You do realize you are the biggest hero in the whole galaxy, right?
Well, I'm not the biggest hero.
Oh, you are.
I hope that I'm one of them anyway.
I'm with the mayor of Madison, Paul Soglin. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, and I am just really excited.
Have you had a chance?
Been inside. Visually, it's really two shows for the price of one. Because
Here we are inside the con. Comic books, cosplay, Back to the Future in the DeLorean. We've got it all here at Madison Wizard World Comic Con. Very cool. Come check it out.
It's an original 1966 Batmobile right behind us. This is a piece of history. If you do not know who Batman is,
What you doing watching this show?
yeah, what are you doing watching this show? It's a movie review show. Right behind me, we have Michael Rooker and William Shatner. You can't see them; they're behind the red curtain.
Behind the red curtain.
But if you could really concentrate on your video, you can feel it. You can feel their acting power, their presence.
Aura.
There is an aura here.
All right, here we are. Autograph Central. We got all the celebrities over my shoulder. We got Jason Mewes from the View Askew-niverse. You know him from Mallrats, Clerks, all that stuff. He's Jay of the Jay and Silent Bob. We got all kinds. We saw Lou Ferrigno a little while ago. We showed you back in the corner behind the velvet curtain. We got William Shatner. Oh, here we got William Kirkner. William Kirkner, I think his name is.
He's a celebrity.
But you can't do that. That messes things up. You can't have it there too.
It's a new way of approach.
It is, but
There's just no way you're going to tell him.
I love Batman. I tried to get into it. I
If you love
tried.
Batman,
It's not Batman.
I understand it's not Batman, but it's based around Batman. Go.
All right, you can find other things at Comic Con besides just
Pretty cool stuff.
Hey,
Hey, these are cool pocky sticks
these
right
are
here.
pretty much. This is what it's about. And but you know you shouldn't hit people with them. It's really bad. It could be
think I like what's going on here.
All right, what are we seeing here?
Dude, this is, if you have a small child that needs some decorations for their room, how can you beat this, right? My son's name is Elroy, E for Elvira. I hang that up in his room. This is pretty great stuff right here. This is how you learn your alphabet. Audrey 2, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, right? Feed Me Seymour. This is, I like this. This is good stuff. This is what you find at the Comic Con. You need toys, vintage toys, new toys, everything that you need, it's all right here. WizardCon stuff that is exclusive to the con that you can't get anywhere else. Me, I'm gonna go ahead and get myself a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah?
Buy me that.
Buy you a Chucky?
I want a Chucky.
110 bucks. Real reviews is good for it. Let's do it. All right, let's move along. Let's find someone to talk to. Jeremiah Lambert, and what do you do here? What do you, at the con? What do you have?
Well, I'm selling a lot of my prints as artwork. I sell some comics that I've done. That's pretty much it. So,
Pretty great stuff, man.
thank you very
So you
much.
just traveling around with the Comic Con? Or are you local or
I'm from Peoria, Illinois,
Peoria, Illinois? Sure.
and I actually have a day job as a mechanical engineer. So this is like my side job.
This is just a side job?
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Thanks, man.
I thought that we had a renaissance in horror in the 2000s, mid-2000s, like Frontiers, Hostel.
Yeah, excellent.
Those are some of my favorite horror films. Shaitan, another French horror film.
Remember when I said I was the Nirvana baby? Sweet toys in here. Sweet, sweet toys.
This is what happens when you see an owl full of toys. You get excited. You totally forgot looking for people with costumes to talk to and start looking at toys. And that's the wonderment of Comic-Con. You can literally get lost in things.
Look at his eyes, so bright.
He's so excited.
It's like Christmas Day. Right behind me is a dangerous display of weapons that you can own to hack any villain you would like. Just make sure that they're a villain first. You don't want to get any innocents in that.
Now, enjoy the concert and then stay for the costume contest.
Oh, that is cool. That is cool. I like that.
It's $350. Mike has a sword, so everybody should be worried. He's not the most delicate person.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. I kind of thought you guys all just traveled together and no one was from Wisconsin.
There aren't many of us.
And not only can you visit Wizard World, but you can also
Visit Wizard World virtually online.
and buy a little piece of it. Invest in it.
Yes, check it out.
And then you could come in here and say you own this. Makes you feel really powerful. Yeah.
Wizard World Comic Con, man. We let the footage roll here. You can check out the cosplay that we saw. We want to thank John Macaluso, the CEO of Wizard World, for bringing this to Madison and for giving us some passes. And really great.
He even gave us an interview. We just didn't really have time to shove everything in. This was also our first on-set type thing. So
Taking Real Reviews mobile.
Yeah, so it was really cool to meet all these guys. I even got to talk to Michael Rooker for a while. Sure. That was really cool. Yep. They did so well this year that there are already plans on coming back next year, and they're going to bring it to the big domes. So expect even bigger show.
And they're expanding these Wizard World Comic Cons internationally next year. He told us that in the interview, that he's expanding Wizard World constantly every year. There was some great cosplay. This was the costume contest towards the end. You'll see some amazing costumes.
There was also other things that we didn't really show. They had this huge gaming area where people were taking out their tabletop games and really having fun with that. And there was this zombie shoot inflatable room where people were shooting pictures of zombies. There was metal work, a lot of artists, tons of artists there.
Great booths, great vendors. I found so many vintage toys that I wanted to give all my money to. And a lot of great celebrities that came. You saw me talking momentarily there with Ernie Hudson from the Ghostbusters. William Shatner was behind the Velvet Curtain, along with Bruce Campbell and some of the bigger names.
And these bigger, well, I didn't see Shatner or Campbell, but the other guys, they would freely walk among the audience. It was really cool. Lou Ferrigno, saw him there.
And we saw you talking to Billy D. Williams, Lando Calrissian.
I got a little choked up on that.
That's all right. But, an experience getting to talk to Lando, that was really enjoyable. Madison Comic Con, man, we just had a blast, and I'm looking forward to them coming back. I'm really glad that Wizard World has decided to take it out of just San Diego. It's been getting crazy out there, and opening it up to a broader audience of people.
And I'm really appreciative. Another thing, to quote our mayor, he said that this is like two shows. And he explained it as, not only do you have the great show of Comic-Con, but you have all the Madisonians who come out. That guy was hilarious. But it's neat to see all these people that's in your community come together, and everybody's in a good mood. No one has a bad thing to say. Right, she won an award for that.
She won Best Female Villain with that.
Yep, that was sweet.
Yeah.
I loved Cobra Commander there trying to get his drinking straw underneath his...
Cobra Commander didn't leave the minibar area very often. I'm just saying. Yeah, it was really a great time. I was glad we got to go out. We got a lot of footage. We had, as you said, it was our first time out going mobile. We had some technical difficulties, lost some footage that we really enjoyed, but next time we will have much more. There's no doubt. Really great vendors. Like you say, it was fun just seeing people, recognizing people, just seeing people coming from all over. We talked to people that came from all over the state, dressed up, said, I'd never go to San Diego or New York for these cons, but it's coming to Wisconsin. I'll go to Wizard World, and really Wizard World does a really great job of putting this on, making it a lot of fun, bringing their own people in. They had, I don't know if you know, internet sensation Chad Vader. We met him the first night he was there. Yep. He's a local guy here. If you've never seen the Chad Vader videos on YouTube, go watch those. You do yourself a favor.
Yeah, we've met an unreal amount of people at this thing. It's just any character you could think of. There was even Batman's parents.
Sure.
Yeah, there was one guy with a toilet seat around his
head.
I had no idea what that was
chatting with
about.
Neil Adams, one of the great artists on the Batman comics. That was a lot of fun. It was a great time, and we really enjoyed getting to go out there and check it out, and look forward to next year. We'll be bringing you more coverage of it. If you have a Wizard World coming to your area, we highly recommend you check it out.
And thanks again to John Macaluso for letting us come and
talking
to us.
Everyone there, they were great, really great. So that is our show for this week. Next week, we'll be discussing 50 Shades of Grey and The Kingsman. And next week, we'll also be having some Oscar predictions. Mike and I will be giving our Oscar predictions just before the big awards night. We are in awards season. Before we go, I would like to thank our sponsor, Marcus Theaters, for bringing us in, showing us these movies that we reviewed, whether we liked them or not. We saw them. If you would like to talk to us, maybe check out some more things that we do, you can find us on Twitter at Real Reviews TV. Go on Facebook, facebook.com/Real Reviews TV. That is it. Until next week, I'm Jamison.
I'm Mike Roth.
Thanks for watching.